word you use?
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Spoilers. Spoilers. Spoilers. Spoilers. I like that word.
I thought you might.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Missing Presumed Lost, and today we will be embarking on a mission to the unknown. Now, a lot of fans actually count this as an extra episode of the Daleks' master plan, and it does indeed act as a kind of prequel to that story. However, as the Mythmakers takes place between this and the Daleks' master plan, I decided to treat it as a standalone story for the purposes of a review. At only one 25-minute episode, this could be regarded as Doctor Who's first televised prequel, a staple of which would later become known as part of the 11th Doctor's series. But also, apart from some other parts of other stories, this could also be regarded as Doctor Who's first Doctor and Companion Light story, with in fact the Doctor and his companions not even being mentioned, let alone appearing. Sadly, this episode is missing from the BBC archives. However, a reconstructed animation as part of a private project led by Ian Levine does in fact exist and can be viewed on YouTube. As far as the story goes, it's a relatively simple one, and I won't go into too much detail in this video, as basically in the space of this video I could just retell the whole thing, and I'd rather leave it and let you guys watch it for yourselves. Nonetheless, this story presents us with hostile planets, secret agents, the first appearance of the Vaga plants, of course Daleks, and a small host of other interesting monsters plotting to take over the galaxy, starting with Earth. For such a simple idea as a prequel, it certainly does pack a punch and feels that all of its 25 minutes are indeed very action-packed. And whilst not the original intention of this episode, you can certainly draw parallels with Doctor Who's current modern format, with an average 45-minute run of new episodes, not counting, of course, multi-part stories. For just a singular episode, this story contains a very interesting amount of trivia. Its conception actually came about because producer Verity Lambert wants to give the regular cast members an extra week's holiday during production blocks, but also because the editing of Planet of the Giants from 4 episodes to 3 left a production gap of 1 episode. Despite not appearing or even being mentioned on screen, William Hartnell is still credited as Doctor Who due to his contract stipulating that he would be credited for every episode. Even though it is more closely tied to the Daleks' master plan, and in fact another story, The Mythmakers, does take place after it, it is in fact more closely related from a production perspective to an extra episode of Galaxy 4. Terry Nation's original idea for writing this story was to propose the idea for a spin-off focusing on the Daleks, with the character of Mark Corey being a kind of space-age James Bond fighting them, despite the character being killed off in the mission to the unknown. There are certainly many more interesting pieces of trivia, I just thought I'd give you some of my favourites, but I urge you to check out the TARDIS wiki page for this story. It's interesting how such a short story can command such a huge amount of behind-the-scenes trivia. As previously mentioned in this review, this story is already one that has been animated and is readily available to view online. However, as also previously mentioned, it was a private project, and due to licensing and copyright restrictions, it is unlikely to ever see an official DVD release, contrary to what many fans hope and many rumours that have been going around over the years. So taking out the unofficial animation, is this story worth officially animating? Well, of course it is. That could be said of any missing Doctor Who story, and many fans would like to see this animated alongside the Daleks' master plan. But as mentioned in my previous review of Galaxy 4, I think a better bet would be to release Mission to the Unknown as an animated reconstruction on a special feature of an animated reconstruction DVD of Galaxy 4, which together, along with the Mythmakers and the Daleks' master plan, would form part of a DVD box set that would be released with all of the previously mentioned stories. That way, as also mentioned in my previous review, fans could not only get to the stories that they are more likely to buy, but the BBC could make up sales on stories that fans are perhaps less likely to buy if they were made as single releases. Well, it goes without saying that if you are planning to watch the Daleks' master plan, you should watch Mission to the Unknown first. It doesn't add a huge amount to the formerly mentioned story, but it still adds a nice little extra to the viewing experience. And also, with the unofficial animated reconstruction available on YouTube, it does add a nice little extra to how many people would like to see it, even though it's unofficial. We can just hope that one day we do get an official animated release, or, however unlikely it may be, the BBC and Ian Levine work together to release his animated reconstruction on DVD. But that brings to a close another Missing Presumed Lost. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, it really helps me out a lot. Be sure to check out the description below for a link to my Patreon. There's an exclusive webcomic and rewards for people who support it, and the funding generated by my Patreon helps me fund future videos. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.